The mail order side is called Quartermax over here at RJ Race Cars. And Rick, you got most of the things that we have seen throughout the course of the day, or a handful of them being made. Now, this is the process here of packaging and handling and shipping.
Yeah, all the parts that they make out in the shop and the CNCs and water jet and the guys, just welding, fabricating parts. They come in here and these guys take, like Jeff over here, he's taking the parts and he packages on the vacuum packaging machine.
Right.
So he basically, we have our cards pre-made, the backing cards. So he takes all the parts and sits on there. And then what he does is they have instructions if the kit requires it. And as you can see here, he's doing a wheelie bar housing kit and window latch kit.
Really?
And this machine is actually heating up the plastic. And if you watch, it's working right now. It's heating this plastic up. It's rolled up on this roll, and it will take and shrink wrap this so it's nice and tight and packaged very nicely, just like that.
Now that is way up on the coulometer right there. I'm pretty easily amazed, aren't I?
Yeah. Well, this ensures that, Jeff runs this machine and he does all the packaging and the parts that's in the package are supposed to be there.
Right.
It's easier for when the people get the product. It's already, he can just, the salesman, the guys doing the package work like Joe and Craig, they can just take the stuff off the wall, put it in the box and send it to him. So he pre-packages this, and we have dealers that take this and they hang it on their stores and their businesses and sells it. So this thing actually takes it and cuts it off, and then he takes and puts it over in this shear over here, and he cuts it off separately.
Right.
And he punches holes in them, rounds the corners. He got different dies for that, and he can, in result, he can just take them and hang them right on the wall.
Oh, that is so cool. It's really what I really like most about it is the fact you have actually 3 different product lines right there on one sheet, and then you separate it from that point, right?
Yeah, it depends on how many kits he's doing. Instead of wasting a sheet, he'll do.
Yeah.
It could be 2 or 3 different types of products or more on one sheet, and then he'll just, because he's got a list, he knows what he's got to package up, and then he takes and puts the labels on them so that the part number and everything and descriptions right there, and so people, it's easier for us to keep track of it and easier to ship it, and it looks like a nice product too. It's a nice and packaged well when it's done.
But the thing, cut it apart, put a hole in it to hang it on this great big wall that we saw just a moment ago. Jimmy, we might as well, if you don't mind, we make our way over this way and kind of see what the next phase might be in the process here. Obviously, there's a number of parts on the shelves here and against the wall. What are these gentlemen doing here?
Yeah, Craig, he runs this area and he's shipping products. So a lot of times they have, it's kind of hard to guess. Some days are better than others, but some days it can be 30, 40 to 70 boxes a day that they package up and send out all over the world. It's just amazing to me that where the stuff goes sometimes, but we have a good customer base, and they just, a lot of internet orders or call in and sometimes counter sales, and we just ship it out to them every day.
That's really cool.
Joe would do a lot of pre-packaging, and he's packaging orders, so the orders will get printed out here and they come out, and he sticks a catalog in just about every order and put all the parts in the box.
A couple stickers.
Yeah, stickers, and we use new boxes for every order. And use our tape exclusively on every box, and that way we know that it's our tape. If it's ever the box is damaged and it's broken open and UPS or another shipper puts clear tape on it, we know it got damaged. That
is way cool. I'll tell you, your quality control process here and everything that you control in-house is just totally amazing. We've been in a number of different places down through here. Obviously, just a lot more parts and pieces from the hood scoops up high here to you name it. It's all over.
Yeah, fittings, just about all the fittings you'd ever need. Braided hose, black to braided to fuel cells, fuel pumps, regulators, MSD gauges, and all of our wheelie bar wheels. We sell a ton of those. Manufacture all these wheelie bar wheels in the house.
Wow, really?
Yeah, out of Delrin, and we make those and sell those. And just a lot of our parts that's made on a CNC machine, rack and pinions, steering disconnect, wheelie bar kits, hood scoops. You can see there's a line of hood scoops above me. Yeah, so we got a lot of different types of hood scoops, brake lines, springs, shocks, carbon fiber parts. We have our own carbon fiber division, so we can get all that stuff made, and we sell a ton of that stuff. This is all the new rules for 2014 was the collector tethers that you have to have.
Right.
And so we make our own and sell a lot of those.
And that is amazing. I had no clue.
You have to have those in a lot of classes, and it's a safety deal. Keeps the header on the car, the header collector on the car, in case it ever flies off and don't hit a spectator or a crew person. Yep. Wheels we stock, weld and sander and seat belts, parachutes, fire systems, air bottles. We even got tools. I mean, stuff. We sell a lot of ratchet straps. Guys come pick their cars up and forget their tie downs. So ratchet straps, tools, notchers, tire gauges, tire covers.
There's that same billet tubing bender we saw being put together a while ago. Am I right about that?
That's correct. And
Yeah.
after it's all welded together, we get it plated. So now it's just ready to go.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do have to do that, don't I?
Yeah, no, after you saw him Jesse welding it together out there, and after he welds it together, we get it all plated, and it goes on the shelf, and it's ready to go.
That is so cool. Now let me see if I can put it back in the right spot. Here we go. Billet tubing bender. Wow. Spanner wrenches.
Spanner wrenches, man, I don't know. Spark plug lights, clutch gram scales, counterweight kits, digital scales, Project. We're the largest Project dealer. We sell a lot of them, oil, cleaning products, Lucas, just so many different things, fiberglass repair kits, tape, rod ends. We sell a lot of Aurora rod ends and jam nuts. We've got all of our boxes over here. We got brand new boxes in stock. We ship everything out like that.
Let me ask you kind of a silly question as I look at the hood scoop aisle. At what point in time do you say, okay, that's a aged model, if you will, and or a slow seller or that type of thing?
Well, you always build new stuff. It's always better. You think it's better, but some people just like the looks. There's definitely some up there that's probably a little older, but they like the looks of that. Mm-hmm. And so we still sell all of them. I mean, there's just so many different ones for Pro Nitrous to NHRA Pro Stock to Super Gas. There's ones for more visibility and less visibility inside the car. So, that way we have a line of them. They can just choose what they want.
And the way a lot of those nitrous cars go through those things sometimes are a pretty popular item to have in the trailer spares, that is.
Oh, yeah, you better have them lined up. Yeah.
We've seen a lot of them blown off the PDRA this past year.
Yeah, that unfortunately happens. And we make our own headers, so we got headers in stock, scale kits. We sell a lot of intercomp digital scales. We have those in stock. Bell housings, brow bell housings, just so many bottle clamps, air regulators, bottle mounts, pedals, clutch forks. There's just so many.
This thing had motors in here. That's all they take, isn't it, to complete one all the way?
It's just thousands of items, right over here is motor plates and mid plates and steering wheels. We make a host of steering wheels we make here in-house, because a lot of the steering wheels that's out on the market today are really made for street cars,
Right.
And so we designed our own, and we make every one of these in-house. And so we designed it that we can have multiple places for buttons. You can have parachute release button, a radio button, line lock, anything you want. And we have different styles. We have a D-shape for more leg room, 13-inch, 12-inch, round. Like I said, D-shape. You got dish, flat, to use on a more stock vehicle, and then of course the five bolt pattern for the racing that we use on our cars.
That is amazing. Didn't have a clue, man. I mean, I've looked at the catalog a number of times myself, but that is amazing. Then you go right into the raceback onboard data acquisition stuff.
Yeah, we're one of the larger raceback dealers, and we stock a large amount of raceback items. So just about anything you need for a race car, we still sell to even mud vehicles, pulling trucks, or whatever. A lot of people in the Midwest know that we have that, and it's in stock. They can get it instantly. On this side over here, we have V300s, the Sportsman kits, Ultra dashes, IQ dashes. There's just tons of stuff that we stock. Rear end housings, the rear end housing braces. Like I told you before, that we do sell to a lot of home builders, so we sell all the pieces and everything. We break it down. Everything we put in our cars, we break it down to individual components. What's nice about that too, when the guys need to make a dry shaft tunnel for one of our cars, the part's already made, so they can just come and get those and put them, literally just mount them on their car.
Oh, that's cool. Just more and more cool stuff, part of Quartermax, as we make our way around here, and we get into the what appear to be the rod ends, or am I wrong?
No, tube adapters for the rod ends, but again, we make these on our CNC machining centers, and literally we have, I don't know how many different styles, right hand, left hand, for all sizes of tubing, and we make all kinds of bushings, step bushings, reducer bushings. You just keep making something. It seems like every week there could be a few new items, and you just keep making them, and keeps our CNC guys busy and keeps our water jet busy. And over here we just have, again, tons of items, for wishbone slide tubes we make on our CNC, the shock mounts to pedal parts. I mean, it literally just got thousands of items that we need to put our cars together. So that's it just makes sense to sell those to people. And because there's a lot of chassis shops that, if you go to make this right here, that it's a pedal lock collar, it's a piece of tubing, and you part it off and you drill and tap holes in it. That's a lot of work. And you could just buy that for a few dollars, and it just saves you a lot of headaches, So we have just about, and it's just not for drag racing. They can use them for street cars or whatever kind of form of motorsports they're in. They can use these parts in a lot of different divisions.
That is pretty cool. Jimmy, I got to tell you, it's an amazing thing right here, Quartermax and RJ Race Cars. And as we make our way around, if you don't mind here, we'll get a couple last words here with Rick. And first of all, on behalf of PDRA, we would like to say a special thank you to you guys, because you came on at the tail end of the year, you picked up the top end zone, and it's even bigger, going to be bigger with us next year.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. I was sitting at home watching the coverage. Ricky was at Rockingham helping Gene Hector, and I was watching it on my phone. I'm addicted to it. Yeah. Like a lot of
guys are.
A lot of people are, and that race is going on, even if I'm outside or if I'm at work here. I got my trusty old Samsung in my hand, right, watching the race coverage, and it's really kind of screwed up my phone bill, because we got to keep raising the amount of data that we buy, And so, and I saw that. I saw you in the top end, interviewing people, and I'm like, man, I just kind of clicked. I was like, man, we need to make this happen, because I love the PDRA. Not a good race. I mean, who wouldn't? Fast door cars like that, and even in top dragster and the motorcycle and stuff. Who wouldn't like that racing? When I saw that, it just clicked. And I immediately, on Monday, I called Jason Scruggs. We're good friends. I've known him for a long time. And I said, Jason, man, this is a good opportunity. I saw Brian in top end doing this, but he's standing there with trees behind him. I'm like, I just saw a Quartermax banner behind there, and I'm like, it's a good opportunity for us to advertise and give back to that organization. And I believe in it wholeheartedly. And it's racer ran and supported by racers for racers. And I think that's what's important about it. And we're here to support it the best we can.
Hey, thank you so much for being with us as PDRA. And thank you for having us today as guests in your facility. It's unbelievable.
Anytime. I don't do a lot of tours, but for you guys and everybody out there in the PDRA that's going to be watching this, we just can't wait to get racing again. It's January, it's cold, and we're ready to go to the track and burn some rubber.
You're watching PDRA TV.